Hello, hello. How y'all doing? You have reached Empress Olu's page. Welcome, my lovelies. How are y'all doing today? I know it's been quite a while living life, dealing, conquering. Yeah. So, our topic of discussion today is about having your mother as an enemy. You heard me right. Having your birth giver, the woman who brought you into the world, be your opposition. I think I have a fresh perspective on this, and I am ready to unpack it with you guys. Again, ekabo, enyomo gu, enyomo la, enyomo luriri. And I know y'all grown, but I'm still saying it as Oludumare is here for all of us. Yes? Wow. Yeah, so I can identify with women, girls who have mother issues, just humans in general who have mother issues. Now, I'm going to say this first. I do not believe every female that has a womb is supposed to be a mother. I don't believe it is the job of women to have to be mothers. I think it's a choice and a privilege. It is not an entitlement. It is a privilege. So I know I cherish motherhood deeply. I cherish motherhood. And I've encountered women who cherish motherhood to the point of choosing not to procreate because they knew that's not for them and they couldn't honor that role. And I appreciate females that are self-aware enough not to bring other lives into this world for vain reasons, because it is selfish to be a mother, and it is a selfish act of me choosing to be a mother, and I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So it is what it is. But back to the topic. So with that said, I definitely think and appreciate that society is ascending to the point of not forcing that role on women, and that most females are becoming educated enough about their bodies to make the choice for themselves and not because society told them so. I appreciate that for us. I appreciate that for our gender, even though they ban abortion. Like, in the US of anyways, another topic. But either way it goes, I am proud for us as humans to be able to cognitively get to that point. But back to the subject, yeah, having your mother as a op, I've seen it in many, many ways. I've seen it in the sphere and the realm of the wealthy or well-to-do, and I've also observed it in the realm of the poverty-stricken, po folk, in terms of how this dynamic works out, right? And I do I observe it to be two different things. It could either be a demonic possession, one, because it is quite unnatural for a a biological being to not want to protect its offspring. That's unnatural. So if that happens, demonic possession is one. The second one is she only had the child as a tool. It's just another thing to do in life, as a conduit for power. And I must say, females who do this, who choose to have children because they just finally want someone to control and boss around and think they're finna mold a human into who they think a human should be, forgetting that that being still came with its own soul that you cannot program. The ignorance. Yeah, that's a very big spiritual violation if y'all didn't know. Every child we have in this world, they come with their own uri, they come with their own destiny. All of us have a different story in the Akashic records. And you cannot force a story on someone just because they came from you. It don't work like that. And it really tripped me out with you religious folks, because as much trust as you so-called say you have in your God, or faith you have in your God, why must you have so much control? Where's your trust and faith? We have a saying in Yoruba, how do they say it? Say omoriri, alone losho, right? It says something like that. Something like that. Like the child of a lunatic. Only God is protecting that child. And I believe that saying goes for children who have mothers as their ops. And I must straight up say, these are females who never got to know themselves, who didn't care to get to know themselves. They get drunk on a false sense of power, and they are immersed and soaked, if not completely built, off of manipulation and coercion and chaos, and not divine chaos either, destructive chaos. Those are the type of people I would think come out and say, yeah, I'm going to take the child that I gave birth to and make them my op. I'm going to make them my opposition. That's my enemy. The fuck? Like, no, for real. The fuck? What thing do you for head? Sister, auntie, mommy. Don't deserve that term, but yeah, because of biological terms, you get it. How do you do that? So we're going to go, that's just the question I'm asking right now. So we're going to go into the depths of my story and my observation of it. So from very young, my mother was never affectionate with me. And I know I've ran into a few Nigerians who like to say, oh, that's just how our parents are. The African parents are not affectionate. I call bullshit. Because I know plenty of aunties, or whatever you want to call them, that they can discipline their children, but at the same time, they are very loving. I have seen African moms and grandmas. Oh yeah, mommy, or call me. They will bring the baby close to them. They will hold their dad. It don't even matter how big you are. It can even be a big person. You're 40, 50 years old. Your mother, when she loves you. She didn't have you as a tool. She's always embracing her baby. And I know this for a fact. Yamola de Sunri. No, seriously. They're truly, truly, I've seen them. I've met them. I've felt their love. And it didn't come from my mama. Though those women were warning her. They warned her about how she behaves with her children. And cool thing about life in the world is where one person is not looking for a child, another person always is. I really feel like you should always give the kids up for adoption. Make sure they're being given somewhere safe, or give them to somewhere else in your family that actually want them. If you didn't want to be a parent. But that will never happen with women who use children as pawns and tools. No, in fact, they hold on to their children the most. They deny their children of autonomy because you are a tool in my game. You are a pawn in my game, and I need you around. If I don't have you around, I can't do and move things the way I want and manipulate folks the way I desire. So you must stay. Those are the ones who even hold on the hardest to the kids that they don't want and hate. Ooh-wee. Yeah. Everything you ask them about motherhood is a drag and a chore, and they just can't believe they gotta do it. Bitch, why you bust your legs wide open? The fuck? I can't be around females like that. I just can't. If you're complaining, not offering help, or there's a difference between venting and just being a little bit frustrated with motherhood, which those moments happen. And my heart and sympathies go out to my ladies that are dealing with such things, and by divine, may the angels of heaven and with the true God send y'all help. Send y'all a true village that will help you raise your children that you love so much. For the women who love their kids. Yes. But yeah, so in my case, yeah, my mother was never affectionate growing up. According to my father, I'm a oops baby. I think he did it on purpose. I think she didn't do it on purpose. He trapped her. He got his wish. And she mad as fuck. I'm clocking y'all, and I don't give a fuck. I'm airing y'all tea because it's my tea. So, yeah. He got his wish. By African culture or whatever. Not to baby mama this. You have to marry her. And that's exactly what my father did. He married her. He was honorable. I can give him that, at least. He married my mother, though. I think she was very upset about that because she probably had her eyes somewhere else. And so here she is now, stuck with a baby that she didn't want by a man. I don't know. I guess I was a result of it. I went there. But either way it goes, yeah. So years later, obvious, come find out that's abusive, whatever. He's out of the home eventually. Now it's just me and her, and she happens to have my younger sister, who is a toddler, and twins on the way. When she gives birth to these baby twins, I now have 3 younger sibling sisters. A mighty blessing. I'm always grateful for that. I'm grateful that even though she's told us several times, my mother has told us out of her mouth several times that she regretted giving birth to us and wished she had an abortion. She told each of us that on different times of anger, whoever's turn it was to be the scapegoat. But she told us that. Either way it goes, I'm grateful. I still got my sisters. And for her, the only reason why she's okay with it is because it gave her societal status. Let's just be honest. I come from a culture that children are prized in the culture, very much so. So having kids gave her some status. So, okay, cheat code, cool. You got the man, you got the kids. It's not perfect, but you got the society thing. Okay, cool. Now you're left a single parent having to raise them by yourself in the hood in America somewhere. This is when it really started happening. So, father's removed from the house by the time well, they caused their situations for him to be out of the house. I am 7 years old and I've started to help my mother raise my sisters because I'm now her co parent. The abuse started there immediately. It was like, oh, dad's out of the house. Now, when he was around, I feel like he spoiled me in terms of if I asked for a Barbie or I asked for a toy, he got it for me. He got me my whole little Dr. Seuss collection set of books. He got me my little plastic vanities and my dog. Yes, he did. And I think she hated that. She hated that so much that once their domestic violence got him out of the house, it was time for me to get it. So, one of my earliest memories of great, I have a few, of harm from this woman. I guess it starts when I'm 7. It starts when I'm 7. Um, Obviously, I'm being forced to be independent now because I'm the second parent. And she goes to work, I think one evening, and she comes home and I haven't swept. And like any other child, I think I was watching Cartoon Network. Mind you, I was probably at home by myself taking care of my sisters too. They're in the room playing. This woman takes it upon herself that she was so angry with me for not sweeping up before she got home. She chased me around the house and then took her high heels, took the heel, and knocked me right in the middle of my forehead with it. Blood and all. It's like one of my first best scars. And from then, it was an automatic. It was always an automatic. There was several times I went to school and I went to daycare with large bruises on my arms from having, a 6-inch high heel platform or wedges chunked at my face and my arms and shit. Oh, let's not talk about the one time where, okay, being a late night person, which I now realize why I was a late night girl. I couldn't sleep. I was sensitive then. I didn't know it. I was dreaming then. I had prophetic dreams then. She knew it, but I didn't know. I'm a child. And I couldn't sleep. So one day I get up and I tried to make myself eggs. Now, mind you, this woman is never forthcoming and trying to show me about life or the world. So I'm always figuring it out myself. I can remember maybe when I was like 4, my dad would let me sit on the counter while he made eggs, I could see what he was doing. My mother was not like that. So, um, either way it goes, I'm not comparing them either. He's out of the house. So I tried to make eggs by myself. Now I burnt the eggs because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. And mind you, it was probably like midnight. She got up, saw what I was doing. Instead of having sympathy and being like, baby girl, maybe yelling like, oh, what are you doing? And try to teach me what to do, because I obviously was hungry. I obviously was hungry. Instead, she took the hot pot right off the stove and threw it at my little 8-year-old ass, hitting me right on the calf. I didn't get a scar from that, actually, lucky enough, Cause baby girl is a track star. Shit, you grew up in an abusive house. You better learn how to duck and dodge. I know plenty of you can relate with that one. So yes, so eventually, we move apartments and all this stuff. There are several times CPS gets called to the school, and I lie. I lie to save my mom. There are plenty of times that maybe the police got called to come to the house. I don't know, maybe an emergency happened, like something happened with a neighbor, or maybe my siblings were playing with the phone. Again, I'm left to take care of them. 3 other children by myself. Maybe I'm like 8 or 9. And they play with the phone and the cops get called. By then, lucky enough, we had neighbors that were cool enough. I do adore this age, and I hope to bring this era back of actually having a community of people you could trust with your kids behind your back. Like, I ain't home, but I know the neighbors got my kids. Like, oh, and we had neighbors like that. Cops pull up, she had my mama back. Shoot, we was good. We didn't get taken. When the hood was a little bit okay. But yeah, there are plenty of times that happened. But when we went amongst our Nigerian counterparts, these weren't things we discussed or talked about. In fact, for the so-called family, we did have the 1 or 2 cousins we did have close by in the area, being in the diaspora. They probably knew what she was doing and just didn't want to say nothing half of the time, or they didn't understand the extent of how bad it was unless they lived with us. And I have one set of cousins who did live with us, and they do know how bad it was. But we ain't gonna go there. And another set. But we ain't gonna go there. But the abuse continued. So then again, I'm not seeing how fucked up this is, because I'm getting teased at school. I'm not being taken care of properly. She's not making sure my hair stays done on a regular. She did try. She was a sewing mistress, so she actually made a lot of our clothes, like sewed our clothes. I think that was cool of my mom. I can say that my mom used to sew our clothes. It was awesome. That was a talent of hers that I can attune that I'm grateful for. But yeah, okay, whatever the fuck. She didn't even sew my wedding dress. In fact, years later, we'll get to that story. Back to the sewing thing. We'll get to that in a minute. But so yeah, I'm over here taking care of my sisters while she works, being the second parent, taking the verbal and physical abuse. And of course, we escalated from high heels to hangers and extension cords. My mama never really did the classic American switch thing. No, she went straight to the irons, the, what do you call that? The cord, the iron cord. And that was her thing of choice, unless she wanted to chunk something at you and didn't feel like getting up. But anyway, this lazy bum ass bitch. Yes, I called you a bitch, Florence. Sat here and she continued this while I raised her children. Let's see. I was 12. I was getting out of elementary school. I was in middle school, working to get into a magnet high school all on my own. No help from her. My mother never a day in her life helped me with some homework. And when she did, she made it asking about ABCs was a problem. So yeah, we didn't do that. I did that, and all she had to do was just take me to the place to take the test and come pick me up after. So she did that. I was actually grateful. She took her Saturday to put an effort into me that didn't have to do with her looking good amongst her Nigerian friends with me as her little lap dog. So I didn't pass the entry exam for that test. I got into another magnet school instead, but I didn't get into the one that I expected to get into. And based on how my results from that test, the woman berated me all the way to my car. She told me about, oh, you think you're so smart, you're dumb as fuck, you're not smart, you're unintelligent, you're ugly, stop smiling, you're not cute, you're not, like, she had to just degrade me at every point. And any chance she got, she did. There was a time I'm doing laundry, and in the middle of me doing laundry, I think I'm about 13, I go back up to we live in an apartment, so the laundromat is in the middle of the apartments, and our apartment unit is, at the other side. I put the clothes in the washer, and I go upstairs, and I'm helping her do the laundry this time, too, at that. Usually I'm doing it by myself, but she actually took it upon herself to try to do the laundry with us. So, okay, here we go. This woman, I was reading a book, and I was a little bit enamored in it. I just realized that was a trauma moment, not in my healing works of this last session, right? She walked up. I was reading on the corner of the stairs, at the top of the stairs. I didn't see her coming. She always yelled about and told people about how I never read books and how dumb I am, right? Here I am. I'm actually reading. I do read a lot of books. Part of why I became a night owl, because I had to do things outside of her view when she was asleep. This bitch snatched the book out of my hand. It was a chapter book this thick. Knocked me upside the head with it, and then threw it downstairs. and continued to slap my ass about taking too long to get back to the laundromat. I don't think I picked up another chapter book around her ever again till then. I used to read her my poems. She didn't care. So I stopped doing that. I'm still a poet. And with all of this, I still could not see how fucked up she was. Anytime people would see me, I'm like, that's my mama. She's a hero. She's an independent woman. She's taking care of 4 kids all by herself. Scratch that, mind you, no. Her daughter is taking care of 4 kids by herself. She works a job, and her daughter maintains her household because she can't even pay her bills on time. So I get the money from her at the age of 13 and take it to the damn front office to pay the rent and walk up to the grocery store, which made me available for men to fucking approach me and constantly want to talk to me and rape me and shit like that, because I'm going to pay the bills while she sit her ass on the phone and gossip about her precious churches. This life, you people are very funny. You're very, very funny. Anyways, obìnrin pera ẹ̀ níyà. Ó pera ẹ̀ ní abiyamọ. And this is how I was being treated. So I'm still, just thinking she's my rock. She's my lady. And I do sports through middle school, through high school. She made it to 2 games in the 6 years. She made it a regular thing to leave me on the school steps, to not come and pick me up. Even after I got a cell phone, begged her for a cell phone, and started paying my own bill at the age of 14, bro. Like, was it 14, 15? I started paying my own bill at 15, okay? She wasn't paying my phone fucking bill. I paid my own fucking bill. While my dad, who has now been deported to Nigeria, is calling me, asking me for fucking money. Imagine, these are my parents, bro. I'm a teenager in the hood. An immigrant at that. These people, talk about. But no, let them go outside and so no, you know, with our kind, our people. They're noble. Oh, so prestigious of a family. Oh, we're educated. Oh. Anyways, so she would leave me on the stuff against that. Of course, that left me vulnerable to predators. That's a story for another day. And to sabotage my life. This is where I in another life prayed I was smart enough to know better at a young age. Other kids were smart enough. They used to run away. Them kids were smart. The ones that actually fucking ran away were smart. Because they didn't end up putting up with the abuse. Bet you. The abuse was 100 times worse in that house than the fucking abuse that they found out in the fucking streets. Bet you. So, she continues this, trying to sabotage my life. I do not see how much she is my opposition. She is my enemy. She is not my friend. There's an opportunity for me to be helped on some legal situations as a child. She denies me being adopted. When I graduate high school, her and my father had not gotten my, immigration papers in order, even though I'd been here young, but they brought me here. My sisters were born here, but they brought me here. This woman did not allow my paperwork to be done. She didn't do anything until I got to high school. And when it was time for me to go to college and get a scholarship, I lost my scholarship because I didn't have my papers, which she made sure not to get together. And her and my lawyers, they come up with go get married. You're a beautiful girl. Just go get married. It should be easier for you that way. I'm 18. My initial plan is to go to college, get educated, then get married. Date. I don't want to date marry nobody for fucking papers. Fucking grew up here. That's stupid. No, I'm marrying for love. I want to marry for love, and if he loves me, he's gonna do it. That was delusional too. Again, y'all gonna have to keep tuning in, okay? That's another video too. Oh, anyways. So I go ahead. I go with their plan for me. The first guy, and I do believe he loved me. But because of that very same scenario of what I was needing, he gaslit me and prolonged the situation enough to where eventually I left because I'm dating you for 2 years. We're supposedly engaged for one of those years and nothing's getting done. No, I'm getting goalpost being moved. And come to find out, it was because my mom had been out there putting words in people's ears about me, which obviously got back around to him to sabotage the whole scenario. I wouldn't have thought that in 1,000 years. I thought he was the ain't shit nigga. He still ain't as nice anymore when I found out other things years later. But yeah, so the whole first scenario of get married, she sabotaged it for me. So then what? Not 10 years later. How many years later was that? I was 24. I go out and I try to figure myself out in this world after I leave that guy. all throughout that time, I'm back and forth with my mother. I am constantly going back to save her ass from, oh, she owes so and so auntie this much money from the something she bought, and I'll go and give it to her. Mind you, I'm still trying to fund my entire life myself. Hey, little man. Hey, Baba. Mommy's recording. And so she did that, and I just, she wasn't helpful. She wasn't helpful in that situation. I was always helping her. And talk about being an op, right? When she found out I had my own apartment, now I realize her and her little coven did witchcraft on me to get me to come back to her. Yes, I fucking said it. I know. I had this crazy headache come out of nowhere. I mean, so bad I couldn't see. No, don't play with that. So bad I could not see. I think I ended up taking myself to the hospital to get some medicine or something. At the end of the day, they couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. I got in an accident the day after that. Hold on, y'all. So back to what I was saying. So I'm 24 now. All through that, they did the witchcraft. No, let me go back to that. I'm 22. They did the witchcraft. And she gets her wish. I moved back in with her. I moved back in with this woman. What? September of 2013. This was right after. This was the same year she threw this big-ass lavish birthday party. Her 50th, I think. And I got professional drummers to come in as a birthday surprise. Because, hey, baby, if I love you, if I'm going to pamper you, I'm going to do it big. I'm going to do it nice. When you deserve it. So either way it goes, I still had that superhero mindset of her, right? Still not seeing how she's sabotaging me. And definitely completely oblivious to the black magic. To gbogbo ogun tí wọ́n ṣe sí mi lára. I was like oblivious to it. So they do all of that. And she gets her wish. I come back into her household. No peace. 4 a.m. We're waking up to gossip. Gossip. I'm talking about the energy this woman put into talking about other people's business, bro. That woman could be a millionaire right now. She shouldn't be struggling for anything in her motherfucking life. But she's so busy in everybody else's business. Being the destroyer. Being a gossiper. Deaconess gossiper. Yo. She's doing all of that, right? To the point where I'm still trying to figure myself out. I can't deal with the negativity every day. It's verbal abuse. Obviously, I'm older now, so it's not as much physical abuse as it was more now. It's just the mental and emotional violence every day. Every day. I'm always trying to get out of the house. I'm always trying to do something. Oh, I have clients come visit me at the house. I'm doing hair at the house. Of course, she has to berate me in front of them. She has to trash talk me in front of them. She has to make herself seem like such a victim in front of them, to where most of those clients never return because of her. She was fucking up my money, bro. This is how much this bitch hate me. This is my mama. So let's keep going. I moved in with her, right? Because they were like, oh, it's supposed to help me. I can get back to school. It's less bills. And I can help her out with bills because she's an irresponsible bitch. I mean, even at that age, just don't refuse to pay the bills to where the lights get cut off. What are you doing? You're gossiping that bad. Reprobate mind ass. So those things would happen. So there was one day, you could see I was trying to level up myself. I had tried to do a startup business with some people, and I'm leveling myself up. I done went to Express and bought myself new business gear and business clothes. And me, I work hard. I'm doing home health care. I'm braiding hair. I'm busting my ass. I'm taking care of myself and my family. And this bitch, that morning, the one fateful morning, and it was a beautiful morning too because all my sisters were at home. The twins were teenagers now, about to graduate, and my other sister, she was a full adult. She's a college student. We just happened to all be home. Maybe it was like a winter holiday or something. I just bought a $50 blouse from Express, and this bitch woke up that morning with her demons to attack me. Okay? As in, she ripped the shirt off of me. My sisters had to get her off of me because she was so upset that I was trying to go out of the house and work anywhere else besides with her. Because that's the only time she was cool with me. When I was being her chauffeur, when I was sitting here being the errand girl. When I'm carrying meat, goat's meat on top of my head. Most of you stupid bitches that have shit to say about me ain't never motherfucking did that in your motherfucking life. And I don't never have no problem about no silver spoon ass bitch. But don't you ever come at me sideways. When I know I've busted my ass in this world, don't you ever come at me sideways. So, I would do that. We were cool. She was cool with me for that. Everyone, oh, she told me, your daughter, she's such a good girl. She's always helping you. She's such a good girl. Because it made her look good like she was raising me. Though I've been raising myself the whole motherfucking time. This bitch was so cruel, she couldn't even tell me about my period. I got my first period and I thought I was dying. I know some of you can relate with that because y'all had ain't shit mamas too. And I went and educated myself. I read books upon books upon books to be a clean woman, to be a woman of prestige. I purposely built myself. I know how to sew, clean, and cook, baby. And that's not from her. That ain't my mama. The only thing I got from my mama is my fat ass. I guess I can thank her for that. She got a body and I got the body. Okay, and that's it. Either way it goes, this bitch was on a consistent attack of my young adult life. Regardless, I rebelled and I still enjoyed my young adult life. I went to those fucking parties, even though she would call me 50 fucking times, telling me I need to be home at a certain time. Bitch, I'm paying bills. Shut the fuck up. Yeah, no, I enjoyed myself. And then to the point where eventually, when I couldn't live with her anymore, because obviously I couldn't take the being abused, I was out on the streets again. I'm living hotel to hotel till I got my own place again. This time, she sent her sisters after me. This time, there was one strange event. In fact, it was like 2-3 people. This is when the attacks really started. It's just like, they just really went buck wild. Her sister came to my house, my auntie, visiting from Nigeria. Now, you guys tell me, because I've never seen this happen in my life with anyone else. This woman decided she's going to start going through all of my cabinets. Like, just start opening everything. Just start opening everything up. She didn't come in the house, sit down, and chill out like normal people do. Start going through all my shit. Now, my apartment burnt down a few weeks or maybe a few months after this. By someone else doing. But it was the same apartment. And I do find that ironic. Because guess where I was supposed to go back to? Her house, my mother's house once again, because now my shit has been burnt down. But no, instead I went and stayed with a friend for a little bit. until I found my way again. Hotel hopping again. Taking care of myself again. And I think by this time, eventually, no. Yeah, I had, I stayed with my little sister for a little bit. That didn't work out too well. She kicked me out on my ass, saying I needed to get myself together. That's a whole nother conversation, but it is the great accomplishment of my mother to make sure my siblings became my enemy too, because I'm the scapegoat. And once I stopped being her golden child, i.e. her pet, then it was assault. Now, as I'm knowing more and more what this is about, and I will reveal it to you guys at the end, stay tuned. I know this is a long story. But my sister kicked me out. God ended up sending an angel, and I ended up having a house to live in for a little bit until I met my soon-to-be husband, my then-would-be husband, in 2015. And even then, I was still dealing with her. If she called me and I could do it, I would go. I would forgive her over and fucking over again. Then I got married. Oh no, I got engaged. That's what happened. He and I moved pretty quickly. My husband, I hope he's still sexy to this day. I don't know. Haven't seen him in a while. But he was very handsome when I met him. And when I told her that I was engaged, she was like, oh, okay, let me meet him. Now, by the time she got to meet him, I was pregnant too. We moved very quickly. I was pregnant. So she hadn't met him yet, but I felt the need to go and tell her this was my first pregnancy. I'm just in shock and awe, and actually in just gratitude that things were going good for my life. Like, I was pregnant and I was engaged, so all is well. Things are finna, go get legalized and get in order. I'm blissful. At the age of 24 years old, right? 24. I've been working. I've graduated. Tried to attend school back and forth. Poverty is a motherfucker, right? Or being sabotaged is a motherfucker. But this woman told me, when I told Mommy, I'm pregnant, she said, you bitch, you did that on purpose. And no, you are not. And why would you do that? And why would you do that to me? Excusez-moi. Me get. Mo sọ fún yín pé mo lóyún. Ẹ ń sọ pé mò ń ṣe yín. Irú òṣì wo nìyẹn? Seriously, what kind of crazy basura shit is that? That was the moment I realized this woman hates me, and the delusion could not live anymore. The delusion could not live in me. And the fact that I was carrying my first child, the mother woke up in me that had always been awoken since I'd been taking care of my 3 siblings since 7. At 24, she woke up on another level of, I'm not going to let this happen to my children. So I cut that bitch off. I cut her off for 6 months. I enjoyed the first part of my pregnancy. Maybe my marriage would have lasted had I kept her cut the fuck off. But like play, oh. My marriage was falling apart. And I couldn't get it. But what was consistent was I was constantly going back and forth to help this woman. Every time she had a fucking crisis, I will leave my home an hour away to drive to her, to be her chauffeur while she verbally abused me for 8 hours straight. While she makes money off the luck I was bringing her. Yes, I fucking know. I am divine. I am chosen. I am goddess. And bitch, you knew this too. Ẹ fẹ́ jí nǹkan, ẹ fẹ́ jí ọlá, tí ẹ fún mi. Seriously? Anyways, everybody eats their own. But either way, she was doing that shit. I ain't know she eating off of me. My husband decides he's not going to do what he said he was going to do. And when the drama got crazy enough, guess whose fucking house I was running to? Oh, sweet mother, I never forget you for the suffer where you suffer for me. Sweet mother, oh. Yeah, right. Yanura. Iminura la. I am a mother. Abiyamo ni mi. Abiyamo toto ni mi. Straight up. Everybody who tried to play with my motherhood. I know you eating crow, bitch. I know you eating crow. Because we don't play with mommy and her baby bears. We don't do this. But y'all tried it. Y'all tried it. How it taste? Anyways, to the mother op, right? This woman been this much of an op. You talk about not letting the fuck up. So, I don't know what she told my husband. I just know one day he came home with this look of horror on his face. And from then forth, that was it. For some reason, she had a word with him when we broke up, and I couldn't stand living with her again, and I got my own apartment again. I got my own shit again. She apparently could tell, cause I couldn't get my baby dad to come do nothing, a strange husband at the time to do nothing, but she could call him up to come buy TVs and put stuff in my house. And why that nigga show the fuck up? I'm your wife. You ain't listening to me, but you listen to my bitch ass mama? I won't, darling, I will. I said what I said. Anyways, ruined my marriage. I was warned. 2 aunties warned me one day in church. And I definitely stand corrected and give you my apology now publicly. Because I treated y'all so cold after y'all told me that my mama was going to be my downfall. And I just could not believe them. Because at the time I was young too. I was like 20 years old. And again, I was still in the delusion. So it was like someone walks up to you and tells you that your mother is your op. You're going to think they're crazy. So I was like, you guys are crazy. No way. That's fucking unheard of. They were right. And she sent in other aunties when I first cut her off. They didn't know they were being used as flying monkeys. But they were her henchmen sent to recruit me and pull me back in. And that they did. So I forgave the bitch. And I let her come into my household. And that's something I've noticed too. Every time she stepped foot in anywhere I've lived, everything always go to shit as soon as she come there. Ooh, it's making me itch now. See? Every fucking house my mother has entered, or anybody, her henchmen have entered, shit go bad. My house is awesome right now. Because none of them bitches can come to my shit. Ever again. So as we continue on this story, She sabotaged my marriage. She sabotaged my paperworks. She sabotaged my education. She did all these things all because she wanted to have possession of me. And now we get to current state. In between all of that, she acted like she was such just. I had tried to purchase a house at some point in time. Oh, no. I'm skipping parts of the story. This shit is so fucking long, y'all. Y'all gonna have to come back to this story, but it's long. I didn't even know this story is gonna be so fucking long, but this is how much this woman has fucked my life, right? And that's all right. We got victory over her. So I'm going back and forth to her house, thinking she's helping me, not knowing she's probably doing spell work and chaos magic to make sure my household keeps disorder. And because I am so naive and unprivy to the workings of black magic and the workings of the witches, that I just did not think. And funny enough, around this time is when it did start creep up to me. My sister introduced me into the craft. And that should have been a clue, but no, it wasn't. But I guess I didn't venture into the craft the way they assumed that I should, I guess, because there was like a cult waiting for me that I didn't know about. A couple covens waiting for me that I didn't know about. And I just didn't do it the way they thought. So me and him, the chaos ensues. She gets her way again, breaks up drama. I come living with her. Once again, I cannot fucking do it. I think this was one of my fastest turnarounds. Within 3 months of like breaking up with my husband, I think we broke up in like January, February. And I was in her house by February. By April of that year, I had gotten my own apartment. I had gotten me a job, and because I was a stay-at-home wife. Because I'm pampered. I am taken care of. If I'm a wife, if I'm single, and I don't have anybody, yes, I will. If not, you can't be no man in my life, and I'm over here working like a man. You got that fucking twisted. So I'm single, so I got back to work, and I got my own place. Why this bitch, ironically, just could not, I guess it wasn't ironic. We saw that coming, huh? Since I wasn't there to pay her bills and keep up with everything. She purposely sabotaged herself to lose the house both me and my younger sibling had worked so hard to get her into, to so-called make herself this victim of being homeless, to where yet again her other sister. This shit get deep, bro. Damn. I'm even realizing as I'm telling the story, things they smack my face now. As in, Anyways, her other sister, who had never come to America before in her life, now all of a sudden, things went through for her to make it to America. Guess who the fuck she gotta stay with? Me. And I'm so naive. I'm like, yay, me. And because she comes and stays with me, that was just supposed to be for the summer. My mother, who is now all of a sudden homeless and couch hopping, they now have to beg me to let her come stay with me in my little 1-bedroom apartment that was brand new, perfect for me and my son. That bitch went around 2-3 months before my apartment went to shit. She a dirty hoarder ass hoe. And she pretty much brought her shit over to my house and was like, well, Now I'ma just burden you with me. Since you wouldn't come back home, I'ma just come to you and stick myself on you. Because I want a destiny swap with you so fucking bad. Yeah, I know what it is now. Destiny swapping. On y'all me lo abi. Oh, funny ass. Funny ass witches. And you can't play with me, oh. And me every and don't get me to talking. Agbara mo agbara, agba mo agba. It's just that simple. That's all I'm gonna say on that. And no, I don't need nobody's initiation. Shugbo, shegbo, kayeteti. Elédùà ló pè mí. Oh God, and me choosing to come down to this earth. Ooh, we got. Anyways, so back to the crazy ass bitch I call the mother, right? So she do all that shit and she brings all her demons with her. She brings all her demons, as in immediately, as you see how my house is lights now. All the lights turned to darkness. My walls got dark. My world got dark. I had to start figuring out ways to help myself because she was sucking the life out of me. And I just refused to become a mindless programmable pet for her. Like most narcissists. So, from there, I ran away. I ran away from my own apartment, y'all. And that woman ended up keeping that apartment in my name, all the bills in my name, for 7 years until she was forced to have to get her own place. And I refused to participate. Even then, my sisters tried to pull me in or gaslight me into the situation or the scenario by asking me to turn on the lights. No, the fuck I do that for? Hold on. I changed seats. Either way it goes. So, she run me out my own house, which led me right into the Masonic fucking warlock that I will speak about in another scenario. Actually, y'all just need to purchase my book and y'all get all the tea on those, on the niggas. But she did this. She was this wicked. Where she ran me out of my own house because she was torturous. And it wasn't about us being better. It wasn't about, oh, let's come together so we can get a bigger place together. Never. So I try to escape. I try to purchase a house on my own. And it all just didn't work out. And I now know what happened. So I end up, someone sent a dude my way that he's now my second child's father. And my third child's father. He's my second baby daddy for my second 2 kids. And he ain't shit because he won't claim paternity for the second child that I have with him, which is my third child, which is technically his third child too, but niggas lie. And then apparently he conspired with my mother last year or this year to kidnap the middle child. All of this because I refuse to go back and live with her. This bitch started a smear campaign of telling people that as you can see, and I'm sitting in my own home, very peacefully, very sound of mind. But this bitch done started a smear campaign saying that I'm on drugs and I'm crazy and I can't raise my own kids because I'm prostituting. Mind you, the bitch ain't been around me in quite a while. And like I said, everywhere she did show up, the last house I lived at, the bitch showed up and hell broke loose in that house. There was no more harmony again after her fucking visit. So that's never happening again. Anybody who approached me with that shit, I already told y'all, this is public notice number 2. Anyone who approaches me with the matter of Florence Afewelby or me trying to talk or deal with my mother, you will be sued too, because that is now harassment. I do not want it. Do not bring up the conversation to me. You will be considered a harasser and you will be sued. This is your only notice. No, not your only notice, but this is your final warning and notice to anybody. Don't come at me with that bitch. Y'all just be needing to hear it sometimes because y'all done lost y'all fucking mind out here sometimes. Y'all need to hear it. No is a complete sentence. No is a complete sentence. Shegbo. In every language. Even in Spanish. I don't even know how many languages. Rara no is a complete sentence. Mi o she. I don't want. I no want. Me no want. How many ways do I have to say it? This was the last straw. And then to add to it, they kidnapped my kid. I can't find my child. He's running amok, thinking he's victorious with his, illegal workings. And then, come to find out, when he kidnapped my kid, right, he called her immediately to let her know that he had taken custody of the child. And then on top of that, the child ended up telling me that he's been going to his grandma's. He's been seeing her. Well, I don't get to see my child. Eventually, we got visitations. Again, all done illegally. A whole nother video. I get visitations once or twice a month. Still not knowing where my child is because I can't get my child back because of this issue. And she's seeing him on a regular basis. And could have easily gotten me my custody of my child back or anything. But no, because she's my opposition. She can't stand me. To the point where I do believe she has been I allegedly believe that she may be allegedly sending assassins my way. As a straight up fact. Straight up fact. She's dealing either with her little church coven or her Mason friends, niggas. I don't know. She probably fucked some of my exes at this point. It's unheard of. But this woman is my opposition. And this woman wanted to take my life if she could not control it. And yes, I'm putting you out there. And yes, I look forward to seeing you in jail. And yes, I look forward to testifying against you, ho. And any and everybody else who've ever dealt with ain't shit ass bitches like this. I hope you get your justice. By faith, you'll get your justice. Because by the divine feminine, we gonna balance out the female in this earth. We ain't gonna talk about just how ain't shit these niggas is. We're gonna talk about these ain't shit females too. From the one that's over here making sure she advised her son wrongly so he could stay single, stay dealing with hoes all the time because she gotta be in control of him. Or the ones who, man, I saw a story this morning on fucking Instagram where a lady was talking about her baby daddy got his own mama pregnant while they were together. What type of fuck shit is that? You bitches is nasty. Fucking pedo bitches. Yeah. Or the ones who sleeping with men with their daughters. I don't think y'all cool either. That's still I don't even, is that trafficking your child? That still has to be like incest. That's still incest. Female to female, you're having sex with your daughter with a guy or however it is. That's incest, bitch. That's, you was nasty. I ain't sorry about what I say. It's my truth. It's my observation. That's your own daughter, female. Seriously? Anyways, this is my story about how my mama's been my op. Hope you guys are okay. Breathe. Much on later.